So a few of you might have noticed that I didn't actually reach King of Games the last couple of months, and I've gotten a couple of comments here and there simply wondering why. Has the game gotten harder? Are you washed up? Are you just straight up bad now? And whilst the last two of those questions are probably true, the reasons are definitely not why I no longer try to get KoG. And since it's KC Cup month and I've got nothing better to upload, I thought I'd make a short video letting you guys know why I don't really bother anymore. By the way guys, this is the second time I've done one of these rant discussion over random gameplay videos, so if you do enjoy this kind of format, please let me know by hitting the like button and considering subscribing to the channel, as those are the two main indicators of whether or not this kind of content is worth me making once in a while, as there's obviously no point in me making stuff you guys don't enjoy watching or listening to. Alright, so there are a few reasons why I no longer bother climbing for King of Games every month, and this video will just be going through them individually, starting with probably the most relatable reason for most of you, the rewards. So for those of you that are unaware, the only rewards you obtain for reaching the prestigious rank of King of Games are simply an icon and 200 gems, or 240 if you want to include the 4 legend rank ups. That's all. Now you can try and make the argument for the cumulative rewards, but you can get those by simply winning games, and you get them at any rank with any win rate you like, so you don't really have to get these gems with trying to climb to KoG specifically. In my opinion, the gem amount for climbing to King of Games, which is meant to be Duel Links' highest rank, is simply pathetic. 240 gems is a bit under 5 packs. Now I don't know about you guys, but getting 5 packs for a grind that takes anywhere between maybe 30 to 60 wins on average, depending on if you're playing a high tier deck or something more rogue with a lower win rate, is most definitely not worth the grind. 5 packs in Duel Links, where main boxes are around 180 packs, is quite literally nothing. If you want to put it into a monetary value, 6 packs in Duel Links is $5. Now that's not including sales, so this is a much higher end of pricing and is being a little generous. And since you are technically only getting 4 packs with your 240 gems, you're essentially saving yourself just over $3. And this doesn't factor in the time and effort. The entire King of Games grind is making you $3. Now $3 might be a lot to some of you, but let's be real here. Achieving the highest rank in-game should be worth a bit more than a fucking McCain's oven pizza. $3 is just a slap in the face for the amount of time you put in. As for the icons, well that is completely personal preference, depending on how much you care about cosmetics. I personally feel, as a bit of a collector myself, that if you haven't achieved KoG at least once for the icon, then it's probably worth the grind. But once you've done it once, that's it. You don't get a new icon every month you achieve KoG, that is all. There is a second icon you can obtain by achieving the rank of King of Games 10 times, but I'm going to be honest here, I don't think I've ever used that icon, and it certainly didn't feel worth my time for a 10-month endeavour. Alright, reason number 2. It is simply no longer fun. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Duel Links isn't a fun game for me anymore, as that would simply be a lie. I'm specifically referring to the King of Games grind itself. So I'm going to be speaking from a content creator perspective, so it's going to be a little bit harder for you guys to relate, but the term burnout to me is pretty terrifying. If I ever actually get to a point where I'm completely burnt out on Duel Links or even Yu-Gi-Oh itself, and I no longer find any of this fun, then this channel probably just dies, as I don't want to make any of this a chore for me. Now as of right now, I know I still enjoy playing this game, as I still play it even when I'm not looking for video content. When I go to the bathroom, I still pull out my phone and quite happily clap some kids with whatever deck I'm enjoying at the time. And when I am making content for videos, using all the new cards and decks, generally I'm having a good time, as I really enjoy messing with new cards and combos I've never experienced before. But there was one part of every month I noticed I was playing this game and not enjoying myself at all, and that is a good way to fast track yourself to burnout. I was just doing it for the sake of doing it, as for whatever reason I thought that being a content creator meant you just kinda had to do it, and that of course is the King of Games grind. See, the King of Games grind basically forces you to only play a few decks at a time. Sure, you can probably achieve it with just about any rogue deck given enough time, but for someone like me who spends most of his time in-game testing and trialing dumb combos and playing with new stuff that probably isn't the greatest, isn't exactly going to be always a good win rate. Even with the decks that are good, so something like the Onomatopoeia video I made, where the deck went 10-1. That deck list itself took quite a few attempts to get to, with multiple variants being tested and trialed, seeing what ratios work, what combos work, etc. I'm telling you right now, the previous builds before I reach the optimal are most certainly not going 10-1. And it's the same for just about every video I upload. I'm always testing new stuff and messing with dumb shit. There's never really a point where I play the same high win rate optimal deck for 50 to 70 games straight, and that is basically what is required for KoG games. It's not worth the time as I don't really get any extra content once I've made the optimal list and recorded a few replays, and I personally find it really boring to play the same deck on repeat for that amount of time. There are obviously going to be a few exceptions to this, but generally I prefer swapping decks, and the few decks I do enjoy playing for large periods of time end up being rogue decks or garbage strategies that take way longer to climb with. I also really hate playing in this format. I don't enjoy getting tilted, and I absolutely hate playing a garbage format based on win-loss streaking, which is almost designed to induce rage. The fact that getting from Legend 5 to KoG games has got to be 5 wins straight has to be the single dumbest rank up requirement I've ever seen in a game. Every deck bricks, no matter what you are playing. Every deck comes across bad matchups. Every deck runs into bullshit god hands, OTKs with Hatronade you have absolutely no way of stopping. Now I can't think of a single more rage-inducing format in any game I've ever played, especially card games, than a rank up that requires 5 wins in a row. You do not know pain until you reach 4 wins in a row, then lose to some bullshit Hatronade OTK, then reach another 4 wins in a row and lose to a coin flip head judging. Like, this is a card game for fuck's sake. No matter how good you are, getting 5 wins in a row can sometimes be pretty AIDS, especially if you're playing a new deck you enjoy, or some off-meta rogue thing, than some top tier list that's been around for months. A 60% win rate in any game is amazing, and should be rewarded with a fairly easy climb. The fact that a 60% win rate in Duel Links can result in you being gatekept at Legend 5 for so long is absolutely absurd to me. I'm not saying that getting KoG games with this 5 win streak is necessarily too hard or way too difficult, it's just really rage inducing and just requires more time than you really need. Ranks should show off your rank, not show off, oh, I managed to get a 5 game lucky win streak. That sounds very silly to me. And now for the main reason I don't really bother getting KoG games. The KoG games rank itself. For those of you that have been KoG, you already know exactly what I mean. Once you reach KoG, you are basically done for the month. There is nothing else to do in regards to PvP, you are done. Unlike other games like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering Arena, there isn't some ranked ladder for all KoG games to try and compete in to show their rank amongst the other players in that rank. You're all just dumped into a ranked mode that is essentially meaningless to win or lose. It quite literally becomes casual duels. Which, by the way, does in fact cause all the same problems you find in casual duels. Casual duels, for those of you that haven't played in it, is essentially an auto-click, bot, and suicide skill farming central. Seriously, queue up for a casual game right now and you'll see what I mean. It's just a ridiculous amount of people using auto-clickers and other bot decks that are designed to be played just to farm gems, or people that are purposely losing just to try and farm skills quickly. And essentially, because KoG Games becomes a casual duel format, you find a ton of these people. And of course, all this is just terrible for YouTube content, as none of these replays can be used, and makes it really hard to determine if a deck list is actually good or not, considering I could go on a 10 game win streak, but 3 of those were against bots or farmers. A 10 game win streak in KoG Games is literally worth less than a 10 game win streak in Legend. To me, this is completely unacceptable, considering the higher the rank should mean the better the gameplay. And this isn't even factoring the fact that casual formats bring casual decks. I don't mind people playing decks for fun or just to mess around, but when I queue for a ranked mode, generally I expect a competitive environment. And playing against 3 different FTK combos in a row that have like a 30% success rate and concede when they fail doesn't feel like a competitive environment to me, and that's exactly what KoG Games feels like most of the time. Alright guys, that's going to be it for my little rant today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am going to mention that in saying all this is definitely not going to be the last time I get KoG Games. It just means that I've realised that I don't really have to do it every month, and it's not really worth the time. And keep in mind, I've been getting KoG Games every month for like 4 years straight now, only occasionally missing a few months when I got lazy. I don't think I've got anything left to prove, and it's most certainly lost all of its meaning to me. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content from me. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.